What's good, everybody? My name is Gentleman Jugg.
And I'm Son.
And welcome back to another Jugg and Son doing WWE. How you doing today, boy?
Yee.
Hey, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, leave a comment, do all the things all the other YouTubers tell you to do. Son, I need you to take me to Raw.
So we start off with Damian Priest and Gunther. And, they talked, nothing we haven't heard already. Just the same thing, but they got into a brawl this time.
I think y'all need to fight. I think that's exactly what y'all need to do. Y'all need to go ahead, get in there, and fight. I'm just done. I don't need another 2 weeks until SummerSlam. Is that what this is?
I think so. Yeah, it's like the end of this week and then one more.
Yeah. So 2 weeks until SummerSlam, and I've heard you say it all.
I'm like, you can't call him street trash any other way.
I don't care about the racist comments, whatever. You're slowly turning Damian Priest into a face, and I just don't appreciate that.
It's not done in the Roman way.
Not for me. I don't like it.
I'm just saying, Roman was able to turn into a face without even being there.
Yeah.
And then Damian Priest, he's there and it's not the same.
Oh well, we'll see what happens.
And they went backstage and they brawled some more, and I'm like, okay. So they just try to separate the two. And I'm like, I guess next week they just punch each other, not even say anything.
They haven't even done the contract signing yet, but
I guess they got to do the contract signing so that they can have them, walk up and Gunther's like, we all know how these go.
Yeah, I'm really sick of that. We know how these go. We know how this is, and I guess they throw the table to the side before anything happens. I'm just like, can we just not? Can we just have like a regular contract signing?
We know how these go. It's like every time. And then there's always security there, and it does nothing. So then, we had Braun Breaker here, and he's beating up Ilja. Ilja's just getting brutalized every week. He said the first week he was there, I'm the man who beat Gunther. Then he lost to Jay. And then Gunther looked at him and was like, I'm disappointed. And then Braun Breaker comes out and murders him. And then Braun's like, I'm disappointed too.
What I will say, during this match with Braun Breaker and Ilja, I don't know if I'm being worked, but I really do think Ilja might have hit his head. I watched it in slow motion. It looked like he hit his head.
Yeah.
He might have been concussed.
It's like, ouch.
So, if you are concussed, I hope you have a speedy recovery, Ilja. That being said, I'm sure Braun Breaker is going to win against Sami Zayn at SummerSlam.
If he loses again, I'm like, I'm
done.
I don't know.
Done.
I'm done with the ooh.
Repackage his character. Call it done.
Yeah,
that's all I got for you.
Call him back to NXT.
You might as well.
And then we had my favorite group, the Wyatt Six. They had the video with this is Nikki Cross this time. And this one is Michael Cole's like, so guys, we got another videotape, we're gonna use our videotape machine that we have in the back in this city as well. So they play it, and she's like glitching, and she's like, they saved her. I'm home, and then laughter.
Did the Wyatt Six come out?
Yeah, they did during Chad Gable. He was there in the middle of the ring, and then the lights turn out and he's all scared, and then they come out with the fog, and they're standing on the stage, and he's like they're missing one, right? And that's when Uncle Howdy, I think Uncle Howdy, shows up behind him.
Who else was this gonna be?
It's
Uncle Howdy.
He shows up behind him, and he does the Sister Abigail for the first time, I guess. And
I've never seen him do it. To me, it's not that impressive of a finishing move. I like the big over-the-top moves, Sister Abigail to me never has felt like one, but everybody sells it like it is, which makes it seem all the more devastating.
Yeah.
So he got Sister Abigail, and that should be the end of it. I guess they killed him.
So after 2 months, after the first attack in 2 months' time of just them walking around playing tapes, they finally did an attack. And what they did in this attack is they didn't kill anybody, they didn't draw any blood, they just hit him with one Sister Abigail. So he's alive this time.
But why are they after Chad? That's my question.
Well, that's what Chad's been asking. Why are they after me? And I'm like, I don't know. And I watched all the videotapes.
I feel like they don't know why they are fighting Chad yet. So they're just playing all these extra videos and they're freaking showing all this stuff and them attacking and creeping out Chad so they can figure out a good way to say, this is why we're attacking Chad.
I mean, you know, with all those videotapes, maybe you could, instead of explaining how we were saved and he brought us to life, maybe you could explain, why are you attacking Chad?
I don't know.
I mean, you know what I'm going to say. It's still not for me.
It doesn't seem like it. Look, the fans like it. I like it. I just want to know. I want more things to happen, and I want them to explain why they're doing what they're doing. Is that too much to ask?
So then we had, we had the Judgment Day. They're out looking for Liv Morgan this time. And then they said, you know, if you find her, let us know, Dom. And he's like, yeah, we'll find her. And then he did find her. And then, you know, that's when Finn caught him at the wrong time again. And Finn's like, what are you doing?
What you doing, mate? That's not how he sounds at all. That's not how he sounds at all. Don't, Finn. Don't.
So, yeah, he catches him. And they're like, well, then I guess Rhea Ripley goes to the ring with Dom. And then Liv is in the arena amongst the WWE universe. And I guess, you know, Rhea's like, tell her, Dom, tell her what you told me. And then he tells Rhea that he hates her. And then she cries.
I guess. I don't know. I never felt like Liv was a particularly great actress. However, in this particular scene, she looked like she was really sad for real. And I guess that's the acting in her. I don't know how much it is, but hey, you know what? The story's moving along. I can take it or leave it, honestly.
I did like this one thing where like they were talking about attacking Jay, and then Rhea's like, why are we attacking Jay? And then Dom's like, well, like I saw you mess around with them on Twitter or something. And she's like, you mean how you're messing around with Liv?
Look, okay, Jey Uso deserves better, and I might make a Jugg take about this. Jey Uso deserves way better than what he's getting. This guy here is like one of your top faces.
He's got
gets a pop every single time he comes out to the stage. They are doing his move like they did Daniel Bryan's yes. Okay? This man deserves at least a singles title to call his own. And the fact that they won't pull the trigger on any of his title runs is a disrespect to Jey. And now they throw him in this freaking love triangle with Rhea Ripley and Dominic and Liv. I just think that they're doing a disservice to him.
It's like filler for Jey because they won't give him anything. It's like, you can just hang out with these guys.
With Sammy for a while. Don't challenge him for his title though.
Like, I mean, you could probably beat him.
It's just not. It's not working out for me.
Or the worst part is that they call him Main Event Jey Uso, like as his name.
When has he been in the main event? Since WrestleMania, like a couple years ago when he lost his tag team championship?
They're like, well, you know, Main Event Jey Uso means like, you know, you stand next to the main event guys. You're not actually the main event. That's what it seems like. Like, we just have you stand next to them. You're their sidekick.
Yeah, I feel pissed off for Jey.
I'm like, Jey deserves better.
I guess I don't have to do a Jugg take since I said it here.
Yeah. And then I guess, you know, we got CM Punk and Drew McIntyre in the same ring at the same time again. And it is official. They are going to fight at SummerSlam. But Adam Pearce said, your rivalry is so, violent that none of the refs want anything to do with it. So we need a special guest referee. And that's Seth freaking Rollins.
This is dumb. I don't think Seth Rollins should be here. I understand why they did it, but this is to add Seth Rollins to this whole thing, who really feels at this point to really be like kind of shoehorned in. He should really be having his own beef with CM Punk, not Drew McIntyre. Not at all.
Like, I feel like, you know, because him and Drew were fighting each other, but that wasn't like as personal.
That wasn't personal.
It was just about the title.
You know, now, but CM Punk did mess with freaking Seth Rollins' championship attempt. And that deserves to get their ass. Now, I do know that Drew came out and he did sit there and, get involved. But in all actuality, you know, Seth should have beef with CM Punk, not Drew. And I just can't get behind the fact that they're bringing Seth into this. And I'm sure the match will freaking be great. Everything will be fantastic with this.
You're going to have all those ref moments where, like, he doesn't count for some of them.
Yeah.
He's like, it don't matter if the visionary counts to 3.
Yeah, I'm not with this. Not this part. Like, let the Drew and CM Punk thing be its own thing, please. That was hitting on all cylinders.
But, you know, they're throwing Seth as part of it now, so we just got to live with it.
We have to live with it now, you know.
This is the way it is.
Take me to SmackDown, son.
So we start off SmackDown with LA Knight.
Yeah.
He's in the gorilla position, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go stomp out Logan Paul at SummerSlam. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, you go do that. And then he goes to the ring to fight not Logan Paul, but Santos Escobar. And I remember Santos Escobar used to have a group, right? I mean, and now he's just got one person.
Look, LA Knight, you better win this championship at SummerSlam.
It's like, if you don't win, you're going to be worse than Jay.
You're worse than Jay right now. You know, at least Jay was, you know, tag champs. You haven't been a champ of anything. Not even freaking 24/7 champ.
Not even NXT champion.
Yeah, nothing. You haven't. I don't think I've ever seen him walk around with a belt in WWE.
Maybe there was that one time where he had $1 million champion from Ted DiBiase, but like that was like a week.
You know, just like Stone Cold Steve Austin, right?
Yeah, so he's as good as the ringmaster at this point. It's true. He's the ringmaster if he loses this.
I'm just not with him not freaking having his belt. He needs to freaking hold the belt. I'm glad you had your title run or your title attempt run, but now you need to hold some gold, okay?
It's time to stop losing to everybody.
Stop losing to everybody. Stop losing the big ones. Get out there, beat Logan Paul, and then I'll be like, okay, they're pulling the trigger on LA Knight. It's not like they haven't been, like they haven't been selling his merchandise. It's the
same thing with Jay.
It's the same thing with Jay.
It's like yeah or yeet. You're doing the same thing to both. You're not letting him yeah. You're not letting Jay yeet. It's like you gotta give somebody a push, please.
Go for it.
It's like beat Logan Paul, because the guy who gave the belt has only defended his U.S. title twice, and he's had it for 200 plus days. Which I'm like, you know, Roman's breaks don't seem so bad now.
Not to me.
So yeah, I mean he beat Santos Escobar. I'm like, good. He didn't lose this time. And he punched Logan Paul, and then Logan Paul and Santos beat him up. And I'm like, he better win. It's like, this might be the worst U.S. title reign I've seen.
Legado de Fantasma. That was Santos Escobar's group.
Well, I
don't even know where they are.
NXT de Fantasma.
I mean, no, they're in the LWO.
Oh, yeah.
You see? Like, the shit that they fucking don't want to keep track of. You know, I couldn't remember that.
It's like they're with Rey Mysterio on the A show.
What are their names besides Zelina Vega?
There's Rey Mysterio.
And the rest.
and the rest.
Yeah. This is what happens.
And then, you know, we had a gauntlet match for the tag titles where I'm like, I just out of nowhere. So I you know, whoever wins this can fight, you know, the tag team champions. Who are they?
DIY.
Yeah. They weren't here. And they weren't here last week either.
It's fine. I'm not complaining about that. I just, you know, if you're going to be a tag champion, then you need to freaking make sure that you look big time. Like, if both of the Usos were holding the titles, then they looked big time.
Yeah. Even the Judgment Day kind of makes it work.
Made it work. You know, they held all the gold. You know, but like, tell me who won.
You know, the Bloodline.
Yeah, of course. Look, this is one of those situations where I'm not against the Bloodline winning the tag champions.
I might go get it back, because
go get it.
We're not doing on SmackDown. Nobody's doing anything with these belts.
If you don't let Braun Breaker beat Sami Zayn, then I need Jacob Fatu to beat Sami Zayn. Okay, I need if that's the case, I want the Tonga brothers to freaking win the tag belts. That's what I want to see. You know, I don't think that Solo's going to win the championship. I don't think that at all. And maybe that might be another point of contention if he doesn't freaking win.
Yeah. Just making Jacob look stronger.
Yeah,
So I guess they won, but I noticed the Bloodline, they're coming out to Jacob's music now. And like, Solo, you're the leader, right?
Yeah, you're the leader. What's going on here?
You coming out to the Enforcer's music.
Maybe somebody pressed the wrong button. It's happened before. With Sami Zayn once, at least.
And they just went with it.
Yeah. Well, they didn't have a choice. What else is going to come out to?
Yeah, and it feels like Jacob just killed everybody again. And then, we did see Cody. I mean, he wasn't at the show. He had a video of him.
He was in Japan.
Defending the title.
Against who?
I don't know. Goku.
Yeah. It doesn't matter who he was fighting. It's just whatever.
He's just hanging out in like a bar and he's like, okay, so I saw what happened with the Bloodline. And he's like mocking Solo's video because now he's like, he's doing the video now with like.
Yeah, Solo's video is in the dark, his is light. Solo's in a room, he's in a bar.
And he's like, they both say Roman Reigns and they have that picture of Roman at WrestleMania. And then he's like, yeah, I beat him, so I'm going to beat you too. But before we fight, let's meet next week in the ring by ourselves. And I'm like, you going to really trust a Bloodline guy to leave you by himself?
You couldn't trust it when Roman was doing it. You shouldn't trust it now.
It's like, especially because this guy's got Jacob. And Jacob one-shotted you. And Randy.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll see that. And then Solo had his own video in the dark in his closet.
I don't have to talk about it. I know exactly what he said. You don't have to talk about it.
I think one thing I know Solo does now is that every time he finishes like a sentence, he's like, yeah. I'm like, what is that?
I don't care.
Because like they were trying to, what is it? He was just like, we're gonna beat Cody, right, Jacob? He's like, yeah.
Like, once again, don't care. It's like the time for talk is over. It's like Damian Priest and Gunther. Just fight already.
Like both title feuds are like we just want to see you guys fight. And
like just get the we know that Jacob is not Jacob. I'm sorry. We know that Solo is not winning. We know.
So look, you're talking about Jacob more than Solo now.
I really am. It just like Jacob feels like the enforcer Solo should have been.
He's got the name. He's got the music.
I don't know about the name, but he has the music and everything else. Like I said, you got all these outrageous and sounding names, and then Jacob. So. But like, anyways, hey, I like this. This is fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Let's get Roman back already.
Yeah. Well, listen, you guys, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Do all the things all the other YouTubers tell you to do. Check us out on the X. Check us out on Instagram. Check us out on YouTube. We're playing games all the time. And tune in next time because the next one will be available
when it's ready.